But I never looked at that single decision as me saying no to my life's dream, no to me quitting on my goal. The reason we define our purpose, vision, and goals is so that we can consciously direct this creative process. Welcome, everyone. This is Michael Charles with leadingwithintent.com. Today, I have a very special presentation for you, and it's Power Principles of Achievement and Success. And we're going to cover purpose, vision, and goals today. As we present this information to you today, my hope and my goal is that you'll find this very valuable and that you'll start using it in your day-to-day life to become and do and have more in your life. So grab a sip, something to write with, and let's get going. I really want to say congratulations for making the decisions to be here today, investing time in yourself. And Benjamin Franklin said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. So you've made a wise investment in your most important commodity today, and that's you, right? Spending time to develop you, because you are your most important commodity. And really, I was looking forward to this call because I know the power that's in this information that I'm going to share with you today. And this lesson is from a two-part series titled Power Principles of Achievement. One is foundational, the other one is really an advanced session that I do for people that are part of these two courses. But today I wanted to open it up to the wider audience and invite some guests to join us today. And the Power Principles of Achievement is structured in such a way to help better facilitate transformation that participant experience as part of this two-part program. And so just before I begin, I also want you to think about your intention for being on this call, on this webinar today. What do you hope to get out of this lesson, of this session today? I want you to set the intention and be ready and open to considering a new idea, a new way of thinking into your results. I really had a blast putting a call together for you today and just bathing in the idea of how we create what we want in our lives. And I think that has to be the very first understanding of goal setting. And this is a lesson on goal setting. And I will use that language throughout the call and this webinar, but I want to really affirm the thing that we all call goal setting and goal achieving. It really is a very natural process of creation and manifestation. And for those of you on the line who may not be too familiar with me and my background and where I come from and how I get to talk about what I'm talking about here, these are some of the things that I've done, and I've been able to use this very same process of creation and manifestation that I'm going to share with you today to do most of these things. It's really a natural process of creation and manifestation. And as I shared, I have succeeded at some things in life. Also, I've failed at many. And every time I failed back then, I looked at myself as a failure. Now, I had failed so many times in achieving goals. And when I say I failed, what I really mean is I simply just quit trying. I don't honestly ever remember me making the conscious decision to quit trying, but I can remember making the decision to not do whatever it was that I was supposed to do that day to achieve my goal. But I never looked at that single decision as me saying no to my life's dream, no to me quitting on my goal. I still wanted my goal, but sooner or later, it always seemed to lead to that, right? I quit on my goal. I would just stop trying altogether. But what if I had it all wrong? Seriously, think about that. What if I really was not failing when I quit? What if what if quitting from time to time was a necessary part of the goal achievement process. I want you to contemplate this for a minute. Right? What if really the time space that I had labeled as quitting was actually a necessary part of the process in goal achievement? Right? The time and the space in the creative process for self evaluation and self contemplation, which is really a necessary part of the law of rhythm rather than a space for more action. What if in that time space I define as quitting, I was to use that as a time in the creative process to strengthen my inner image, even while doing nothing, not exercising, studying, etc., whatever it is that I could be doing. But what if I still held the image? That image would still keep me in the goal achievement or creating creative process. It's not just the physical activity. And again, what if I change my perception of goal achieving altogether and begin to see it as a creative process, a process of manifesting things in my life, of attracting things into my life now? Now, that was something I could have more confidence in, wouldn't you say? Right? If I knew I had been successful at these things in my life, for I can have more confidence in those. And for some reason, when I looked at this process as creating things, as manifesting things, I had less self-judgment when I would meet with temporary failure. So you see, so goal setting and goal achieving are skills that must be learned. They require a learning model, as all things do, right? Just as learning to ride a bicycle, but creating, manifesting. Now that is a very natural process for us, isn't it? Right? We are born creators. We came pre-programmed to create. We arrive on the scene with the learning model of creating already pre-programmed within us. As a matter of fact, we were made in the image of the Creator. What a huge shift in awareness. What a great way to begin this process, starting with the belief that I'm already a creator and that I have nothing to learn. Rather, I only need to become fully aware of this power that I already possess. In the learning to ride a bicycle model, there was a lot of falling down, picking back up, get on the bike again, and falling down. So you were born with the potential to ride the bike, but you had to learn the skill. The difference is when you were learning to ride a bike, you had not yet fully developed your ego judgment center, right? This part of your self image that seems to track and keep record of every failure you have made. When you were young, you could suspend self judgment and stay connected to your desire. But as you grow older, your awareness and your perception and your self image change. But this is very important to us, being able to suspend your self judgment and stay connected to your desire. That's what the child learning to ride a bicycle does, staying connected to that desire and suspending all self judgment. And if you pay attention to the linguistics of the child, you will hear and see what I'm talking about. When they fall off the bike, they say, "This stupid bike, it just won't," right? Whatever. And you compare that to an adult learner that says, "I'm so stupid." So there are two thoughts here. First, right, it's to make the shift from looking at goal setting and goal achieving as something you cannot do, or being a failure at doing, and begin to see that goal setting and goal achieving is a very natural process of creation and creating, of manifestation and manifesting. And you were born pre-programmed as a perfect creator and manifester. The second part of this is when you make this shift in your perception, you can begin to detach from the outcome, separating your self value from your results. Because in the end, you are not your results. Your results is a mere reflection of your awareness level at this time. So if you do that, not only will you feel 1,000% more confident, 1,000 times happier, 1,000 times freer, you will create and manifest 1,000 times faster. The reason we define our purpose, vision, and goals is so that we can consciously direct this creative process until the unconscious become conscious. We will call it fate and accept it as such. So you see, your purpose, vision, and goals, they are the roadmap that this power, this creative power within you will follow. And so understanding, awareness, and self-evaluations, those are the tools you will use to strengthen your ability to live from purpose, vision, and goals. And that is how and why I have designed this Power Principles of Achievement program, to help you get understanding, awareness, and to guide you through a process of gentle self-evaluation. So let's start with purpose. Your purpose is the filter through which you will direct this creative power. Right? It is why you do what you do. So you can create what you feel is your highest calling or your highest good. Many people will actually get hung up on this, right? It's really not uncommon to feel that you don't know what your life's purpose is. But remember, this is a skill that, to be developed, like riding the bike. Right? When you first learned to ride the bike, you got on the bike and you guess how it would work for you, knowing you weren't going to get it right the first time. You believed that you could always ask for help and keep learning from the last fall. So if you don't know what your life's purpose is right now, that's okay. Just guess it. You could guess. But remember, your purpose will be the filter through which you will make your most important life decisions. Let me give you an example. And my life's purpose is to be one of the very best messenger of hope, leadership, and inspiration, empowering people to lead themselves and others with intent to the full awareness of their potential so they can live a fulfilled life. Now, that's my purpose. There are many business opportunities that I'm presented with throughout my life that are not in harmony with my purpose, right? There may be great opportunities, but if they are not in harmony with my purpose, I take a pass. I mean, there are many times I'm invited to go to an event or maybe a party. Some of them would actually be really fun events. And I love to be around people because that's the kind of person I am. But if I have an opportunity to teach, train, mentor, and coach someone or do a teleseminar, I will choose to do that. Your purpose is like the sun. Everything revolves around it. Now, from your purpose, you begin to create your vision. And I have found this to be the most powerful, productive activity in the creative process. Right? To me, the time you spend writing your vision gives you the biggest bang for your time buck. Right? Your vision statement, which is a detailed description of you living in the full achievement and presence of your purpose in present tense. So your vision will include those things that you are aware of for you to fulfill your purpose, the action steps, as well as future achievements you want to have, your goals. So your vision statement will really be the connector between your purpose and your goal and is a living, breathing document. Your vision will change as your awareness expands. Because remember, your vision and your mission will be a detailed description of you living in the full achievement and presence of your purpose for your highest good at your present awareness. And I believe it is more important, really, to spend more time with your vision than with your goals or your purpose. You will find that it will ultimately be your vision that will drive your goals and sharpen the clarity of your purpose. The vision statement really is a perfect place to start if you are lacking clarity of purpose. You may have a wandering idea of your purpose, so you write that to the best of your awareness. Then you go right to work on your vision, writing what you want your life to be, feel, and look like. Right? What type of friends do you want to have? What type of relationships do you want? What type of home do you want? Or perhaps what type of clients do you want? And what type of habits do you want? Really, every aspect of your life. Now, this is really not a one-time write. And it's not a one-time thing that you sit down and write this and then you forget about it completely. You will write it and then go through it and edit to make it clearer. Make sure to change your future tense and past tense to present tense. The writing of your vision should really be a fun exercise. It should be exciting. It gives you a feeling of hopeful expectation. And this feeling should really fill your soul because you are at the beginning stages of the process of creation and manifestation. So the vision statement will ultimately be your highest expression of your awareness at this time of your life. That's what your vision statement will be. Now, from your vision statement, you will begin to identify your goals, short-term goals and long-term goals. And the biggest challenge in creating your vision and goals is your own inner voice needs to know how you're going to fulfill these dreams, these things that you have listed. And a very real part of the reasoning mind is really this need to know how. Right? And the mind gets stuck usually in thinking beyond this question. And if this part of your reasoning mind is not satisfied with an answer, it begins to reject the idea and begins to reason why you can't do this, why you can't do that. Now, it starts accessing all of your past results, your old files, your old failures, and begins to run those programs through your awareness and say, I'm not good for this. I haven't done this before. I can't do it. Or I've failed at this before. No, I can't do it now. So my tip to you in this area is really to suspend the requirement of knowing how and just take the next step. Really. Suspend the requirements of knowing how and just take the next step. When I first heard that, it just changed a whole lot for me in my life. Because you don't really need to know how to do every single step in the process to do it. Just start, and then the next step will reveal itself to you. And I take this example all the time. If you're leaving from a place at night and you're going home, even if it's daytime, you don't require that you see the whole world in front of you before you start driving. But what you do is you start driving, and as you drive, a little bit more of the world is revealed to you. So if that's how life works, why do we always require that we know everything before we start anything? So suspend the requirement of knowing how and just take the next step. Now, to prevent this, and again, there's a whole process and technique to combat this thinking or this requirement that we have. That's a natural tendency for us of knowing how. And I have used this technique to great success. And this technique, for those of you who are already part of the Power Principles of Achievement series, you'll get the opportunity to hear this technique and learn how to apply it. So with a purpose and a vision, you begin to focus on goals. Your goals will come from your vision, and sometimes directly from your vision, and sometimes as a way for you to live your vision. Now, many people misunderstand what the purpose of a goal is. And so let me share this with you, because the purpose of the goal is to benchmark your progress and to cause you to grow into the person who is living your purpose and your vision. So some of your goals will be very short term, perhaps only a day. Some will be longer, perhaps a week or a month, or maybe 90 days. I would suggest if you have had a struggle in achieving goals in the past, that you set very short-term goals, day goals, weekly goals that will allow you to gain confidence in your ability to keep your word and commitment to yourself. So each small win will build on the last and will begin to create this winning learning model in your mind. So is it really that's the principle I wanted to share with you, your purpose, your vision and goals, and how to go about that, and share some advice and tips with you as how you can make this happen. And as I said, this is one of 5 modules in the power principles of achievement and success. So for those of you who are not members of the Empowerment Mentoring community, I encourage you to take that step and perhaps join us today. At least, if nothing else, join us for the Foundational Power Principles of Achievement series. What I'm encouraging you to do is to put yourself on a growth plan. And so what are you doing to grow? If you have a better alternative, for goodness sake, just take it. Right? It makes very little difference to me if you do this or not, but it will make an enormous difference to you. Don't do nothing. Just step forward and grow. So if you're interested in betting on yourself, if you're interested to see what you are really capable of when you work on you, because when you grow, everything gets better. And if you don't, nothing does. You already know what will happen if you spend another year on autopilot. You do, don't you? What could happen if you decide to go out though and really give you your best shot this year? What would happen? I want to share the link with you again. So if you are interested in being a part of this, you can. Once again, thank you everybody for coming on and participating. It's been a pleasure to have you on the line with me. Have a wonderful afternoon, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.